between positive ions and negative ion. Positive ion and negative ion is called as ionic bond or the electrovalent bond. Look at the structure of sodium chloride. So here there Na plus Cl minus. Sodium positive ion, chloride is negative ion. Here calcium fluoride, calcium is the positive ion, fluoride is the negative ion. There is an electrostatic attraction between these positive ion and negative ion. That is called as the ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Okay. The electrovalence is the number of unit charge on ion. Charge or charges, okay, charge or charges on ion is called as the electrovalence. Now calcium, if you take here, calcium has positive electrovalence of 2. Calcium, it forms Ca, giving Ca2 plus and 2 electron, right? So it is having 2 plus charge here. So the electrovalence of the calcium is positive electrovalence of 2. Electrovalence of 2. Chloride ion, if you take Cl minus, it is the negative charge and only one is there, charge is only 1. So it is negative electrovalence of 1. Negative electrovalence of 1. Similarly, if you take the Na plus ion, Na plus is the cation, positive charge there. So it is having positive electrovalence of 1. So electrovalence is number of unit charge or charges on the ion. Okay. The bond is called as ionic bond. Nothing but electrostatic attraction between the positive ion and the negative ion. Okay. So here sometimes what is ionic bond and explain with an example, like that question can be asked. At that time you have read the definition, this definition, and sodium chloride, that example is there, right? That you have to write. While writing that one, just writing Na gives Na plus electron is not enough. You have to write the below that electronic configuration you have to write. Because when the ionic bond forms, the molecule is becoming stable here. Okay. Next is octet. So that what I have said, that is comes under Lewis symbols. Okay. Here octet group, Purcell and Lewis, both scientists, they worked on the chemical bonding theory, and the theory is called as electronic theory of chemical bonding. The theory is called as electronic theory of chemical bonding. And they gave the octet rule. Octet rule, according to this, atoms can combine either by the transfer of so the transfer after that bracket, gaining or losing. Transfer of where sharing of valence electrons in order to attain, in order to have or to attain, to have an octet in their valence shell, in their valence shell. Okay. This is called as the octet rule. So Poisson and Lewis, they gave theory for the combination of the atoms of various elements. It is called electronic theory of chemical bonding, and that is given by the octet rule. Octet rule is atoms can combine either by the transfer of valence electrons or by sharing of the valence electrons in order to have an octet in their valence shell. Here you have to keep in mind the important words valence electrons, okay, valence electrons and the valence shell, meaning only the outermost shell electrons are involved in the bonding. Inner shell electrons does not participate in the bonding. So atoms will combine by the transfer of electron or by sharing of electron. Transfer of the electrons means one atom will give its electron, that is losing its electron, the other atom will gain the electron. So that is forming the ionic compound there. NaCl, calcium fluoride example, just now we have studied. Or by sharing of the valence electron, means there will be the electron, it will be shared by the two atoms, that is called as sharing of the valence electron. In either way, octet should be attained in the valence shell. This is called as the octet rule. This is important. Okay, octet rule is important. Statement will be asked sometimes. How it is stated? Like that we have to write. Keep in mind the important words valence electrons. Valence electrons here also, and here valence shell. Okay. Later, Lampere and Lewis, they improved the octet rule theory and used the term covalent bond. Covalent bond. Okay, covalent bond. Covalent bond is the bond formed. Covalent bond is the bond formed by mutual sharing of valence electrons. Mutual sharing of electrons is there. Okay, mutual sharing of electrons of combining atoms. Combining atoms of same or different elements. Same or different elements. Okay. Covalent bond is bond formed by the mutual sharing of electrons of the combining atoms. These atoms can be of same element or different element. Meaning same element here, oxygen molecule if you take two similar oxygen atoms, they are of same type. Water molecule if you take, here the electrons is shared by the atoms of different elements. One is of oxygen, the another element is hydrogen. Covalent bond forms in the water molecule. Covalent bond forms in the oxygen molecule. Or combined form, that is the group of atoms exist together. Group atoms, they exist in a molecule, hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, water molecule, or sodium chloride compound, ionic compound. So the atoms, they exist in a group. This group of atoms, they have characteristic properties. Okay. The attractive force which holds various constituents. These constituents can be atoms or ions together in different chemical species. Is called chemical bond. The meaning or definition of the chemical bond: attractive force which holds various constituents together in different chemical species is called chemical bond. These constituents, it can be atoms or ions. So as I said the examples, in the water molecule, if you take water molecule, so here two different atoms, one is hydrogen, another is oxygen. Or if you take H2 molecule, the atoms, these are of same, both are hydrogen atoms here. And if you take the NaCl, sodium chloride ionic compound, here Na plus ion, Cl minus ion. So there is an attractive force. So that such type of attractive force which will hold the various compounds together, that is called as, various constituents together, that is called as the chemical bond. So due to this chemical bond formation, various compounds will be formed. Because of the chemical bond, this chemical bond is of ionic bond, covalent bond, different types are there. So various compounds will form. Question may arise, why do atoms combine? Why do atoms combine? And why only certain combinations are possible? Why only certain combinations are possible? And why molecule possess different shapes? Why do molecules possess different definite shapes? Different molecule has its own shape, definite shapes. All these questions is answered in this chapter. So there are various theories we have to study in this chapter, that is Purcell-Lewis approach. First one is Purcell-Lewis approach. Next is VSEPR theory. That is valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. Next is valence bond theory, simply called as VBT. Valence bond theory. Next is M1, that is molecular shape. Why it is having that shape? That will be explained by this theory. First is Corson-Lewis approach. Next, valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, VSEPR theory. Next is VBT, valence bond theory. Next is MOT, molecular orbital theory. Okay, so we will study one by one. Next, reasons for chemical bonding. Reasons for chemical bonding. There are two reasons. First reasons, the tendency of atoms, the tendency of atoms of various elements, the tendency of atoms of various elements to attain the octet structure. The octet structure of nearest noble gas, or nearest noble gas. This is the first reason. The tendency of atoms of various elements to attain the octet structure of the nearest noble gas. Octet structure means, octet means 8. Okay, so in the outermost shell, in the noble gas, if you look at the electronic configuration which you already studied, outermost shell it is having the 8 electrons, so it becomes stable. Chemically it is stable, or chemically it is inert. The molecule after the chemical bonding, it will attain the octet structure. This is the first reason. Second reason, tendency of the atoms, the tendency of atoms to become more stable, by losing energy, by losing the energy. So these are the two reasons for the formation of a chemical bond. First one is to attain the octet structure so that it becomes stable by attaining the electronic configuration of nearest noble gas. Second one is tendency to become more stable by losing the energy. So Corson-Lewis approach, right? Corson-Lewis approach, first we will see the Lewis symbol. Lewis symbols. Okay. So during the formation of the compound by the chemical bond, only outermost shell electrons, only outermost shell electrons take part in the chemical bond, take part in the chemical bonding. Shell. Okay. Later, Lantier and they improved the octet group theory and used the term covalent bond. Covalent bond. Okay, covalent bond. Covalent bond is the bond formed. Covalent bond is the bond formed by mutual sharing of valence electrons. Mutual sharing of electrons is there. Okay, mutual sharing of electrons of combining atoms. Combining atoms of same or different elements. Same or different elements. Okay. Covalent bond is bond formed by the mutual sharing of electrons of the combining atoms. These atoms can be of same element or different element. Meaning same element here. Oxygen molecule, if you take two similar oxygen atoms, they are of same type. Water molecule, if you take, here the electrons is shared by the atoms of different elements. One is of oxygen, the another element is hydrogen. Covalent bond forms in the water molecule. Covalent bond forms in the oxygen molecule or in the chlorine molecule. So we will see how the covalent bond forms. Examples we will see. Covalent bond formed by the mutual sharing of electrons between the combining atoms of same or the different elements. Example is given: chlorine molecule Cl2. Chlorine molecule. Chlorine, its electronic configuration is neon 3s2 3p5. The two chlorine atoms requires the one electron each to attain the stability, right? To attain